brothers and sisters. What a joy and delight it is to see Alliance University organizing this wonderful program and to install the institution of happiness, which is the need of the hour. I remember we had a wonderful seminar where the Bhutan Education Minister had come in Lucknow, and discussions took place as to how the world should move in terms of growth, development, and achievements. We have been working on GNP as the measure for the development of different countries. Is it okay? We may have an economic superpower, but if the people are suffering with large number of ailments and are stuck with stresses, gun culture, drug culture, and everything, do we say that the country is great? This was the question that arose in the minds of people, and the Bhutan said we have to revamp this entire concept, they developed GNH, gross national happiness. And we had a lot of discussions as to how to measure happiness. And they developed the happiness index based on 8 different criteria. No doubt, physical well-being, standards of living, the economic dimensions are important, but health plays a very important dimension. And social harmony, love and affection, and security, sustainability, all these things have to be brought into consideration when we consider the growth of a nation. Unfortunately, in the happiness index that has been used in assessment of various countries, in which India has been marked as 118 out of the 156 countries, what we have found is an emphasis on academics and essentially the economics, financial dimension. Why this happened, I was thinking. Because it's in tune with our modern era of science and technology. In our modern science and technology, we have looked at the entire world and we have tracked what this entire world is made of. Just refresh your memories, 400 years back, when Newton and Descartes started the ball rolling, and they tracked the entire physical world. We know today that every object in the world is all made out of molecules. Molecules made of atoms, protons, neutrons, fundamental particles, electrons. They are all made of energy. So everything is nothing but energy, energy. E equals mc square, the equation that can calculate how much of energy is in given matter. Then we also understood the laws that govern them, Newton's laws of motion, that is known as classical mechanics. But when you go to extremely high speeds, we understood that this classical mechanics, a deterministic approach will not hold. You have to go to enlarged, expanded vision, that's the quantum mechanics theory of relativity. All that we understood. Therefore, we know everything in the physical world. Therefore, we have been a big success in meeting the challenges in the physical world. Putting man on the moon, building skyscrapers, underwater tunnels, information technology, and large number of infectious and contagious diseases, and surgeries, 5,000 types of surgeries, everything we have been doing that. So we started measuring the growth and the development of a country or a society based on these dimensions of physical world. But what is happening? Science is a turning point to go beyond the physical. What is that dimension which is related to the subtle and causal dimension of this creation? It's here that science is moving slowly and gradually. We are in a very embryonic stage. Therefore, any challenge related to these subtler and causal dimension of the universe, we have no solution. Modern NCDs, the stress challenge, the gun culture, the terrorism, wars, all this belong to these multi-dimensional challenges that we are facing today in the world at large. And science and technology have no solution because it's only physical. Stress and anxieties are multi-dimensional. Mental restlessness, emotional absurdness, deep-rooted psychological conflicts, all are at the base of this entire new challenge that we are facing. Therefore, we have to expand our vision to go beyond just the physical. And that is what Indian lore has done. Over thousands of years, our Indian masters, the scientists and the saints and spiritual masters and great economics and other people expanded their vision from mere physical world at the entire dimension. They understood this entire creation is not merely physical. No doubt, the physical dimension is important, but then we have another 4 layers. The physical world today, as we understand, is the electromagnetic field or the quantum field. Then we have got the bioprospect field. Then we have the mental or the astral field. Then we have the intellectual or the information field. And the biggest is the bliss field or the happiness field. So all these fields and continual interaction with one another. A change in one brings change in the other. The ultimate goal, our ancient masters realized, is to get to that Anandamaya Kosha, that the bliss field. We have to expand ourselves. From our small limited things, we have to expand ourselves, go deeper and deeper and deeper and expand to that infinite bliss field. And that is what our ancient masters found. Therefore, we have the complete understanding of the whole creation in comparison to what we have today understood in modern science and technology about the physical world. Therefore, our societies were built based on this total knowledge base of the whole creation. And that is how we were able to build ideal social orders. So, when we build such ideal social orders, people recognize India as the goal to reach there. Just like today people want to go to the United States, all of our students want to go. Why? Economics. Similarly, people used to come to India not to learn yoga or philosophy or others, but this was the richest country in the world. Therefore, people used to come here. When they used to come here, they could see such abundance. People were selling gold, silver, diamond, everything in the streets with such transparency. Then hospitality, humility, love, affection, health, and in working in tune with nature, all that was there. Vijayanagar was this thing. This has been recorded. Today, what do we see in the United States, for example, the economic superpower? We have got the richest country probably, but at the same time, what you see there, the gun culture and terrorism and the drug culture and large number of NCDs shaping up asthma, diabetes, hypertension, heart problem, epilepsy, migraine, irritable bowel syndrome, all are exploding. And is it the society we want to build? Our entire GNP was based on this physical model, physical prosperity and physical well-being were the amazing thing that we did that. So we have to expand our vision, and that is what the Bhutan government started thinking, and we had worked that. In that context, you have rightly brought out this wonderful dimension of happiness. So among these dimensions, the 8 different modules that were put forth in this thing, we have to find out our happiness index, improvise this thing. Therefore, we started this effort in Madhya Pradesh government, and Chauhanji was the CM. Then we formed a committee and said that let us start working in this direction on the Bhutan model. And there was a committee that was formed, and Ananda Center were put, and people started working as to how we can measure Ananda or the happiness. The happiness index that Bhutan had developed, we further started improvising that, understanding the dimensions of what bliss is, what happiness is there. It is a state of mind inside, a calmness of mind, silencing the mind is the key essence. And according to our Upanishads, the Anandamaya Kosha is the causal state from where the whole creation has come, from where all intellect, mind, emotions, body, everything comes from that thing. And therefore, that state is a state of infinite silence. So, parame vyoman pratisthita, as it is said. Therefore, that aspect has to be brought forth in the dimension of happiness. All that we form and form a holistic model for happiness index. And that has to be implemented. How to implement? Various programs were allotted, and see that people come together and develop this wonderful way of harmony, love and affection and hospitality everywhere. Rightly, when our Honorable Prime Minister became the chairman of the G20, he said this should be the dimension, that we should build this entire world as one family. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, he said. Swami Vivekananda in 1893 in the Parliament of Religions had already expressed that we have to build one huge world family. How to do that? We have to completely bring the best of the East with the best of the West. Our knowledge base of the East, which is very comprehensive, has to be brought forth and combined with the modern scientific research. Therefore, these two have to be combined. What about the Eastern base? He expanded the vision of our Indian knowledge base into expanded vision of yoga. He called Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Raja Yoga, Bhakti Yoga. Working with the intellect, working with the mind, working with the emotions, working with the actual action. All these things have to be combined to build the total dimension. He had given the right direction. So based on that, our S-VYASA University heralded 24 years back, and we have been expanding this vision which Swamiji has given. And we have to bring that research dimension and see that happiness does. Therefore, the approach should be to expand our vision and build new societies of ideal social orders in which people live very happily, not merely with health. No doubt, the well-being, the concept of health is, WHO says that yes, health is not merely absence of a disease or an infirmary, but it is a state of well-being at the physical level, mental level, social level, in bracket the spiritual level. All these things should happen. Then you are a healthy person. So that state will be at the Anandamaya Kosha or the Vijnanamaya Kosha level, perfect health has to come. So that dimension has to be put. Rightly pointed out, energy today is the mental challenges that we are facing, which is exploding. And rightly, Nimhans is very concerned, and we have been having a lot of interaction with the Nimhans. We had the coordination, and we did a lot of research as to how yoga can contribute. The integrative approach of yoga therapy to deal with all these mental challenges can be dealt with effectively. Not only that, the NCDs also are posing the biggest challenge. And we had a big pan-India study to find out how the diabetes is increasing. As most of you know, that China is number 1 in the world in diabetes and India is number 2. And according to the WHO predictions, India is going to cross China, become number 1. Therefore, our Honorable Prime Minister said we have to prevent India become the diabetic capital of the world. 8 years back, in his International Day of Yoga, he pronounced in Chandigarh that all should come together. Government alone cannot do that, that all the yoga institutions and other universities also should come together to see that we do. So we took a big pan-India study to see how the diabetes has increased. 2.5 lakh people throughout the world, throughout the country, we tracked, and we found that diabetes had doubled. In the rural areas, it would be 4-5%, it has become now 9-10%. Urban areas, 9-10% has increased to 19-20%, almost 6 years back. Now it would have further increased. So look at the big burden. In our rural areas, if the diabetes doubles, how much is the burden? Financial burden, terrible. What to talk about that? Similarly, other things like hypertension, cancers, everything is increasing. Therefore, we have to look at the entire world in this perspective to see that we have to build a healthy society. For that, what is to be done? Yoga is the answer that our ancient masters have given, that Swami Vivekananda has heralded, and we have taken up this thing. Yoga is not merely physical exercise. It's a science of holistic living. It's a lifestyle. No? It works at the intellectual level, mind level, emotional level, and work level. And we must learn how to work with happiness in all these things. Science of holistic living, I call. And that is what yoga is being propagated. So we should bring this yoga to a larger number of people. Therefore, rightly, International Day of Yoga, which was pronounced by our Honorable Prime Minister, he said it should spread more and more. And last year, we had the target of 20 crores given to Ministry of Ayush, and almost it was achieved. And this year, it is 25 crores of people in the country. And to the MEA, he said it should spread all over the world. In every country, people should practice this yoga. Simple yoga protocol, only about 25 minutes, 30 minutes. If you do that, then it will prevent diseases, promote positive health, and see that we go to the greater heights. So this is the solution that has been offered by our Honorable Prime Minister, and that can build one world family. Vasudha Eva Kutumbakam can happen if we do these things. And that's the direction that we have to give. And not only it will help in solving the mental challenges, but also another big challenge of the NCDs. And that is what we have to do. We have to build a very healthy society. So health is very important. After wealth, we have to have the health. Wealth alone without health is of no use. And that is what is happening today. So wealth and health should come forward, and then you have to go along with that, the happiness. From health to happiness should come. Therefore, you have been doing a wonderful work. I congratulate your Alliance University for organizing this beautiful workshop, and see that at the end of this thing, we will bring about a nice happiness index model which can measure the entire set of countries based on the holistic vision and not merely based on GNP or this thing. So the happiness index that they developed also were little materialistic, but essentially based on the economics and little bit of academics, but we have to expand that into the health scenario and harmony, love and other dimensions. And that is the happiness index that we have to expand and establish, and then start working in this direction. So I congratulate all the experts who have joined here. I have seen the galaxy of such researchers, such wonderful thinkers and persons who have joined in this conference and organized beautifully by our Ravinji and then these people who are doing these things. I congratulate once again. I invite all of you to come to our new campus, which is there, headed by our Anish and the Nabi who are there. They can take you, in which we have bring this dimension of yoga into even engineering. We have computers, then we have management and the allied sciences. Because last time when I met our Prime Minister, he said, why are you limiting only to yoga, UG and PG courses? You should expand everywhere, because yoga should come everywhere into all dimensions. Otherwise, look at the burnout that is taking place today. The people with IT, with management, they are all getting stuck. Getting stuck with that, and burning is taking place. In Narayan Hudalaya, our Devi Shetty ji has been telling, 20 years back, people used to come to NH were more than 55, 60 years. Today at the age of 20 are coming. Two of my friends recently, 1.5 months back, one was 23 years, another was 43 years. Both are IT professionals. Just collapsed dead. That is what is happening today. Should we not prevent this? So all the universities should join hand to see that this should be prevented. We should work that we prevent such things happening. Why this is happening? Because of the materialistic model that we have, matter-based paradigm we have taken. We have to change that into the consciousness-based paradigm. We have to bring and see that we incorporate this thing. Our goal should not be mere earning of money and building more and more finances, but you see that health is very important. Wealth plus health should be the immediate goal for all of us, and for that we have to prevent diseases, promote positive health and grow further, and see that we bring the happiness and bliss more and more to the world at large. So thank you very much for inviting me, and to be with you all, such a great pleasure, and thank you very much for your presence. Dhanyavad. I wish you all the best and good luck. I invite all of you to come over Prashanti Kutiram and also to our new campus, city campus. Namaskar.